And you are listening to Dr. Chris's Radio Horror program on 91.3 FM, WCUW in Worcester, Massachusetts, and online at wcuw.org, radiohorror.wordpress.com. And if you are not listening to this interview live, you are probably catching it on the Radio of Horror VidMe or Radio of Horror YouTube page. And joining me for the first time on this recorded interview and chit-chat about horror a little bit after the interview is my brand spanking new co-host all the way from New York City. We have Jess-O-Lantern, singer-songwriter, on the show with us now as the new co-host of Radio of Horror. Thank you, Jess, for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me.
If you want to know more about Jess-O-Lantern, you can go to her Facebook page at
Facebook.com/Jess-O-Lantern.
And if you want a more detailed-oriented, chit-chat, intimate setting, blogging, like personal feelings, secrets and stuff, check out Jess-O-Lantern's interview, which will be happening in a couple weeks when she's not on the show due to Chris's vacation, which we will be playing and recording next week and then playing the weekend of Christmas. So if you want to know more about who Jess is, check out that interview with her in a couple weeks.
Yay!
Yay! How is the weather currently over there where you are?
It's snowing!
Yeah, it's kind of snowing here too. I'm more or less okay or hit or miss with it, so.
Well, I'm originally from Florida, so anytime it snows for the first time in the season, it's still super bizarre for me, so it was pretty cool, actually.
Gotcha, cool. Have you seen any Christmas horror movies that you can think of that we can talk about after our guest comes off the show? Our guest tonight, by the way, is Dominatrix Bella Vendetta, who will be talking about some of the most interesting horror songs to strip to. Bella Vendetta has been on the show before in a very couple times, actually, here on Radio Horror. Once in 2013, once in 2014. And we talk about the ins and outs of being a dominatrix and a very sex-positive show, very adult education as well. Keep a very great open mind here on Radio Horror with all aspects of life. But tonight's show, she'll be coming on to talk about the most rather kind of a interesting topic, the top 10 horror songs that you would strip to. But before we get to that, again, Jess, do you have any Christmas horror movies that you can think of that you're definitely interested in talking about later on?
Well, I actually just kind of was going through a list of ones that I want to watch for the season. And of course, as unprepared as I usually am, don't have the list because it's on my iPad and I'm talking to you on my iPad, so I can't access it.
That's fine. We'll have you jump off of it, jump back on, grab that list so you're 100% prepared. Next time you're not prepared, we just chop your hand off at the wrist.
Basically.
I know.
I do have one that I'm interested in watching that I haven't seen yet, A Christmas Horror Story.
Yeah, that's got a couple different names because Walmart called it a holiday horror story because of it's called a non-denominational Christmas or non-denominational holiday party because we can't offend anybody. Kind of like Kate McKinnon's line in the movie Christmas Office Party.
Yes, it's the Chris Mahana Kwanzaa horror story.
Yes, definitely, because Kwanzaa, that's I don't understand what Kwanzaa is, but I did have a roommate. He was from the Virgin Islands, and I did ask him, do you celebrate Kwanzaa? He's like, no, nobody celebrates Kwanzaa. That was a thing made up by somebody here in the United States. And I was like, oh my.
Yeah.
I was like, are you serious? He's like, oh yeah. And then he sat down and told me like the whole story about Kwanzaa. And he's like, no, I'm Catholic. I celebrate Christmas. But again, I don't know anything about Kwanzaa. Listen, I know enough about Hanukkah. I have a Jewish stepmother, Jewish stepsister. I can always call my stepsister and say, hey, I got a Hanukkah question. The show that's on before Radio of Horror is Shareem, Jewish music, and they do a whole Hanukkah thing. It's hosted by my buddy Mitch Gordon. Check out his show on wcuw.org if you have questions about Hanukkah. I know there was a bunch of South Park episodes of jokes about it that you can go watch, but that's between you and South Park, and I'm not going to comment.
Of course.
So we're going to try and add our guest now to our little chat here. Skype. We're doing this over Skype because Jess is in New York, I'm in Massachusetts, and Bella Vendetta is up in the snowy mountain part of Massachusetts. Bella Vendetta.
Hello.
Hi. Cool. All right, you're on camera. I don't have a camera. Jess, do you have a camera? Maybe Bella can see you.
My God, that's like what my creepy, weird like dudes who Skype with me do, you know. They'll be like, "Oh, I don't have a camera, man."
That happened with Tom Holland, director Tom Holland of Fright Night and Child's Play, who's returning to the show, and he was sitting in his office, like lounged out in his chair with his like horror awards and memorabilia all around him, and he's like, "I can't see you," and I'm like, "No, I don't have a camera. This is a radio studio, and I can't record on my computer very well with a camera." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, can you see me?" I'm like, "Yes, this is so cool." And he like pans the camera around his office. There's horror stuff everywhere, little awards he's won, like one of the original Chucky dolls and stuff
cool.
like that. And there was then we had an episode dedicated to depression, anxiety, suicide, like that, with Lila Rose on the show, and she did it. She had her partner tie her up in rope beforehand because she's also a fetish model. So she did the entire interview bound up, like with her arms crossed over her chest, bound up in rope to make herself more comfortable talking about mental health problems.
There's like big shoes to fill here. I hope I didn't let you down. I'm like in pajama pants, man.
No, that's fine. We can
I'm
see your.
totally wearing my pajamas too. You're not alone.
Okay.
I'm totally
I'm in good
wearing
company.
my Joker Converse jeans, and yeah, I totally wore this for you, Bella Vendetta, and like a couple other people who weren't able to meet with me today. I'm wearing my Mechanical Romance T-shirt, which is, if you know the band My Chemical Romance, this is a play on their cover album, which they are the two characters on my show, My Mechanical Romance. There's two Autobots from Transformers on my shirt. One's called Brainstorm. The other one is Eject. And they are the closest thing that you could probably call a gay couple in Transformers. Because robots don't have the ability to.
More gay couples in Transformers than people realize.
Yes, there is actually there's quite a few, and they cover this very extensively in the current IDW comic books. I'm not going to get into a whole thing about it. There's 1,000 Transformer podcasts, by the way, that are probably
that's like a whole
touched
rabbit
upon
hole
this.
we could go down.
Oh my god, yes. But it's the cutest thing in the world. It's the most adorable like couple in fiction. And as soon as I saw this shirt, I was like, you know what? I don't have a pro gay shirt, and that's gonna be mine.
Well, I'm happy that you were gonna wear it today for me. That makes me happy.
There you go. Well, Jess, this is Bella Vendetta.
Hi, Jess.
Hello.
Is this your first show with Radio of Horror, Jess, or have you done a few?
This is my first, yes.
That's so cool.
We are.
I'm taking your Radio of Horror virginity.
Oh my! I knew you were gonna say that before I got a chance to say it.
You know me so well.
You know what's Robert Englund's line? How sweet, fresh meat.
I'm not shocked about the whole the radio show virginity thing, because I was on a Rocky Horror Shadowcast for 4 years, and that's a very common phrase.
Oh, okay, perfect. Then you're totally
I'm glad
fine.
you're not offended by it. I meant it in the nicest, most respectful way possible.
By the way, Jess,
No.
I just emailed you Bella's list of songs too on Facebook. So
Okay.
We would find things to say. We stole your this virginity, like.
okay,
Virginity.
no joke, and this is something that Bella Vendetta, I'm shocked, has not come up for. In Rhode Island, there is the Fet Flea that happens in February.
Actually, I used to come to Fet Flea all the time. Bella Vendetta stopped going to Fetish Flea, and I'm sure some people will hear that and feel a certain type of way, but
Oh, okay.
I did. I stopped going. I don't love it the way that I used to. I don't love the New England kink scene the same way that I used to. I don't participate in the same ways that I used to. I think
Okay.
I mostly stay in my own little bubble and, make my own kind of events going on, because Fetish Flea is it's a flea market. It's for vendors. It's for making money. It's not really for someone like me. It's a lot of lifestyle people really look down on professional sex workers, and I've gotten a lot of flack from a lot of the people that would go to that kind of event. Pro doms aren't really super welcome there.
Well, what I was going to say is that Jess mentioning her Rocky Horror Picture Show days, they do an adult, super adult version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show at this event.
Oh, that's cool.
With apparently nudity and things like that. So
That's cool.
yeah, whereas the Rocky Horror Picture Show is kind of PG-13, I think. Maybe.
It's gotten a little tame.
Yeah,
tamer
they just did it on
years, definitely.
Fox, didn't they?
What?
They just did it on Fox.
Well,
Yeah, but they have to edit parts out when they show it on TV, you know.
No, they did the new version on Fox.
It's
the
Oh
remake.
yeah, I know. Fuck that noise. What a travesty.
among the Rocky Horror community, that's the Voldemort of the remake that shall not be named.
Ah,
Yes, totally.
I'm gonna shock both of you. Clue is a much better movie by Tim Curry.
I don't think you can compare the two. They're totally different movies.
Oh, yeah,
But
they're
Clue
totally
is actually a movie I super love. I own it. I watch it like a lot.
Okay, gotcha. Oh yeah. Clue is.
My girlfriend's in the background whispering, "We'll watch it tonight."
Yes. Oh my God. You know what I love doing? I love showing somebody. There's two movies I will show people when I find out they've never seen them. Like, what? You've never seen this? I'll be like, it's Clue, and it'll be like, we're gonna watch Clue right now. We cancel everything else we're gonna do. We're gonna watch Clue, and for some reason, don't ask me why, it's either UHF or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a fan of Bill and Ted's. That's one that, like, anytime I'm at a hotel and it's on TV, which it usually is at some point, I'll watch it.
Bill and Ted and UHF, by the way, you can go to Shout Factory's website and buy brand new Blu-ray, like, loaded bonus material versions of.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and the Bill and Ted, it's called Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventures because it also includes Bogus Journey, and includes a 12-inch Mego-style Roofish action figure.
Aw,
Holy
awesome.
shit, man.
So if you ever want a little piece of George
Something you
Carlin
never
to
knew
play
you
with, yeah, a little piece of George Carlin to play with, you know, and then maybe you can buy like a little microphone stand like you would buy for like a Barbie and sit in front of him, and he could be like, you know, spitting out jokes and stuff like that.
You know what's a Tim Curry movie that I love that I feel is like totally never gets any like love is Blood Moon. Did you ever see that one?
No, I thought you were gonna say Charlie's Angels, but go on.
Oh my god, you need to see Blood Moon because it's awesome. It's like a weird werewolf movie where a girl turns herself into a werewolf, and Tim Curry is like the ringmaster of a band of traveling circus freaks.
Oh my!
And she's like the hairy girl or whatever, and then she ends up becoming a werewolf. It's so fucking awesome. It's awesome.
Jess,
I
have
own
you
that
seen
one.
that?
Mine's Worst Witch.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen that either. I must not have seen a lot of
Really?
Tim Curry movies.
How is that possible?
I there's a lot of Tim Curry movies I'm now discovering I have never seen.
It's true. There's like always a Tim Curry movie you never knew, and then you'll find it. It's kind
Yeah.
of like Beyonce videos.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure even he doesn't even know all of the ones he's been in at this point.
Yes, unfortunately. I got to see a lot of people take pictures of Tim Curry recently at the thing that he did, his like first public appearance since his stroke, and
Was it sad?
Oh,
yeah, I mean he's like wheelchair
Yeah.
bound and he's like slumped over, and I'm like in every picture he is like slumped over, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh god, I totally didn't mean it in that way. I wasn't even talking about that.
No,
I was just mostly talking-
no, I didn't.
Do you remember he did this? He did like a 2-part episode on Criminal Minds a few years ago. Did you see that one?
No,
That was
I actually have
awesome.
never watched Criminal Minds.
That one was what the hell?
Okay, here's something to shock the both of you and
That's
many.
what you're doing tonight. You're
All right.
watching Criminal Minds.
I know it's all on Netflix, but I'm going to shock the both of you. Jess, you just having known me for a few weeks, and Bella Vendetta has known me off and on for like 3 years. I have never, to this day, I've read the book and I've read Doctor Sleep. I have never seen The Shining.
Really?
Yep,
So strange to me.
yep, and
How
I'll tell you
lived
why.
This life of horror, and you've never seen that movie.
I will
Wow.
tell you why.
That's
It is
crazy.
by choice because I read an article by Stephen King and he hates that movie. And ever
But
since
you should
then,
watch it anyway, though, just to have seen it because it's still a classic.
Okay, here's
You
the
know?
thing. Bella, I will come out to your mountain retreat area. I'll do that cooking thing for you. And if you have The Shining, you can show me The Shining if I cook for you.
I actually don't own The Shining, isn't that? Oh wait, I think I do. I think I own it on VHS.
Oh my, we're going to go old school with this one.
Yes,
I have a first printing copy of the book.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
What's your reason for not wanting to watch it?
Stephen King said he hated it.
That's why.
Yep. I mean, what other review do you need about a movie besides the guy who wrote the book?
I actually read the book too, and I think it's like one of those things where the book and the movie shouldn't really even be compared. They should just be enjoyed as two separate, completely things. Like, don't watch the movie thinking it is a version of the book, because it's a Hollywood movie, you know? It's totally different.
Yeah, and did everyone see Shelley Duvall was on Dr. Phil?
No, but that's funny. My girlfriend recently just said to me, "What is Dr. Phil still doing stuff?"
Yeah, and his big
I
guest.
just hadn't thought of him or seen anything about him, and I don't have cable, so I'm not totally up to date with what's going on in the world all the time.
His
but
big
apparently,
guest.
Yeah, Dr. Phil's still a thing.
Yeah,
and Shelley Duvall was on him.
Yep,
that's crazy.
His huge guest was Shelley Duvall, and I was like, "Who is that?" And she looked terrible. I mean, she is. I mean, first of all, you can go watch Room 237, which is the behind the scenes of The Shining, which I have seen, by the way.
I have it on my queue, but I actually haven't watched it yet.
They drove Shelley Duvall like crazy with that movie, and over time, she needed a lot of mental health problems and so on and so forth.
I did hear about this. I was just talking to somebody about that. Yeah. And she aimed the entire process of the film to all of her mental issues.
Yeah, and she's got she has she's always looked kind of sickly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's part of her charm.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when you have the way someone was explaining to me is just the way when you have her type of skeletal structure and stuff like that, and you gain a lot of weight and then you try and lose it or whatever, it kind of really messes you up, and it just that's one of the reasons why she's on Dr. Phil, to raise all this money. However, there's a lot of controversy surrounding where the money is going, because she's part of this thing.
Wait, she's on Dr. Phil to raise money for what?
Herself, but the organization that's helping her is a cult.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You got to go watch the Dr. Phil episode and then go read the material behind it. I don't know it all off the top of my head, so I can't speculate any further, but it just sounds weird, and I feel bad for her, and
it's awkward now.
Yeah. Just bring the show to a crashing halt with my depression story about Shelley Duvall and The Shining.
Red rum.
Oh my God, Jess, the convention I told you about.
Oh my God, my girlfriend's just Googled a picture of her to show it to me while you guys are talking.
Yeah, I don't want to describe the picture because I can't.
She looks like she needs to be on intervention.
Yeah. Jess, the convention I told you about, TerraCon, which Bella Vendetta, you should totally come to.
I want to come to TerraCon, yeah.
Guess who's going to be there?
Who?
Young Danny.
What?
Yes, Danny from The Shining will be at TerraCon. Speaking of The Shining. Yeah. Which, rumors, not rumors, the rights to Dr. Sleep have been sold to a film company, and they are planning on turning it into a movie by 2018.
Oh, that's cool.
But they're working on it right now. It's going to be out next year, and then I believe Dr. Sleep will be the next big Stephen King Hollywood project.
Cool.
Now, how they're going to do that is unclear, because I do know the events of The Shining. I know Scatman Crothers' character dies, and then
Nothing.
Spoiler alert, by the way, he doesn't die in the book, so his character lives on to be in Dr. Sleep. But we can go on and on about The Shining and Stephen King and so on and so forth. Bella Vendetta. You gave us a list of the top songs to strip to.
Okay, I was confused, by the way, so I'm sorry that I'm easily confused. And it's Christmas time, and
look, shiny things. Look.
What?
Shiny things. Go chase them.
Yeah, pretty much. And I thought that you wanted a list of my favorite songs to dance to, and I was like, all on top of it. And then I went and looked back, and I was like, Christmas songs to dance to? That sounds like a nightmare. I would not want to strip to Christmas songs.
I wasn't sure if you also had a Christmas song list or something.
Well, there's one club that I dance at that actually doesn't have a DJ, and so you have to find a channel on the music channel, and it's whatever happens to be on. I always put it on the 90s channel, and usually it's fine, but sometimes Christmas music comes on. And it's quickly everyone's like, no, it's like a mood killer, in the club. No one wants that in there when they're trying to be sexy. Christmas music is not what you pick.
There is one. I'm not at all involved in that industry, but I know a Christmas song that is absolutely appropriate.
Is it Santa Baby?
No, it's even more awkward and in your face.
Which one?
A burlesque performer that I know, Rudy Valentino, he came up with an act to a song by Dr. Duke Tomato, and yes, that is actually the person's name who sings the song. It's called "It's Christmas, Let's Have Sex."
Huh.
That sounds like something I could support.
It's only like a minute 10 seconds long, and it's a duet.
Oh my!
It's like
Santa Baby is the only other one I could think of that is like kind of sexy, you know.
Yeah.
Or there's what about the entire metal album by Christopher Lee in that band?
Yeah, but that's not sexy. I mean, that's like kind of quirky and cool, but that doesn't really make me want to take my clothes off that much. And then I thought maybe I have a Christmas album by Bright Eyes, but that's more of like be alone and cut yourself than like take your clothes off, you know.
Like, I mean, like I said, I'm not at all involved in that industry, but for Connor Oberst, I mean, I don't know.
See, she knows where I'm going with that one. Yeah, like maybe, but I think it would lose some appeal if I like played it on stage. They're all like, he somehow manages to take like joyous Christmas anthems and make them sad, you know?
Jess, what you need to do as a singer-songwriter is write a song and market it to like to dance, you know, strip clubs or whatever, and you make bank. Just start rolling.
A very strip club Christmas. I feel like it's like writing itself right now in my head. I can totally picture it.
So some of the songs that Bella Vendetta picked are Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, wait. So you're looking at the list of horror songs.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
Have some of them, actually, let me look at the list, because some of them are ones that I have stripped to and that I have done shows to, and some of them were like stuff I've always wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
So the Rosemary's Baby one is actually one I've done.
Okay.
A burlesque show too. To a mixed response, because I don't think everyone in the audience knew that it was the theme song to Rosemary's Baby, or maybe hadn't seen it. So there was like, you know, a couple diehard fans in the back that thought it was cool, but I felt kind of alone on that one.
Oh, I was gonna say you could also probably put on, you know, none of them were on this list, but honestly, almost any soundtrack to any of Rob Zombie's movies.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I didn't put them on the list actually because I felt like that was too easy, and those are songs that are literally played in the strip club like every 30 minutes anyway.
Like Living Dead Girl?
All the time. I mean, I danced to it in a 7-hour shift probably at least 4 times. It used to be one of my favorite songs to dance to, but it's almost like played out now, you know?
I'm going to notice there's a theme with a few of these songs. We have Rosemary's Baby, The Omen, Stranger Things, all something to do with children. Bella, I mean, we all want kids. Are we trying to say something?
Stranger Things I haven't done, but I always, when I was watching it, thought of these weird routines that I would do if I could do a burlesque show to it. So that was on the list of ones I wanted to do.
Bella Vendetta.
The Omen as well.
Vendetta is channeling her biological clock through her songs.
Goodness gracious.
Jess doesn't know what she stepped into. She's literally just going to be like, oh my God.
Yeah, burlesque show, the Rosemary's Baby show, I was like pregnant, you know, I had like a fake pregnant belly. I think people were uncomfortable about it.
Oh my God.
I love props.
What were you going to say, Jess?
Happy.
Jess, what were you going to say because your Skype was just cutting in and out?
Oh, I was just saying I love it when burlesque dancers have props.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, there's that extra level of theatricality to it. Like,
yeah,
it makes me
definitely. Something more than just the nipple tassels, you know? Jess performs like in New York and New Jersey. Have you ever performed music for any type of burlesque show or been the follow-up or the opening for any type of like Black Cat burlesque show is one that travels around a lot and they have a very horror gothic theme to them?
I mean, I've played shows where there were burlesque performers also performing, but I haven't like been the background music for any performers.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
The X-Files is kind of a unique one, Bella.
Oh, that's one that I actually dance to that quite a lot.
Huh.
I'll request that, and DJs will be like, okay, and people like it. I like it, and everyone knows that one. You know?
You dance to the? Oh, sorry. The Skype sometimes is just cutting in and out. I'm sorry. Do you dance to the actual theme to the show or the dance club remix?
The actual, well, what'll happen when you ask for it is they'll go, oh, I found it in this, there's like a dance club remix, and that's not what I want. I want the theme song to the show. So,
okay.
There's actually one DJ who will sometimes play them back to back for me.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. We can get like 20 minutes in of X-Files theme before all the other dancers are like, what the fuck are we listening to? Why is this playing right now? So,
well, for anyone listening right now, we just, me and Jess were talking about it, and Bella Vendetta, I'm not sure if you're aware, Radio Horror has become now like a network. And we have the Dr. Chris Radio Horror Show, which you've been on, the Dr. Chris Radio Horror Show YouTube page, as well as 2 brand new podcasts, the Dead TV podcast and Supernatural Creatures and Lore. And Jess and I are going to be working out some music for the 2 podcasts that are songless right at the moment.
whoa, cool.
Written and sung,
Awesome.
written and performed or sung by Jess and her musical quartet of people.
That's awesome.
It's probably just going to be me, but yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. She's gonna sit there with like a flute in one hand and a tambourine in another, and the drums on her knees, and the guitar like in her lap, and she's just gonna keep like banging back and forth between music, kind of like one of those people that you'd see playing multiple instruments at the same time, right? No,
I'm a and
you're a one-woman band. That's right, definitely. Drowning pools let the bodies hit the floor. Yes, I've heard that one before.
Okay.
Yep.
And, I put that on the horror list because Draven Star and I actually once in New York City at Webster Hall did a Freddy versus Jason burlesque together to that song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
That's fun.
song came out right around the time of the infamous Jason X.
Yes. Yep.
That song unfortunately got a really bad rap for a few years because it also debuted in 2001, and radio stopped playing it after September 11th for a while.
yeah, I remember that.
Right.
They just
And in fact, when we did the burlesque show, it was like, I don't know, maybe it was like 6 years ago or something. But even then, they still in New York City were like, I don't know if that's the right song. Like when I told the DJ, this is the song we're doing, is like, in New York, I don't know. But it was fine. It was good fun. I had a machete. I brought it on stage. People were afraid. I cut Draven's clothes off.
oh my!
Much to the delight of everyone. That was a good. We actually did that a couple times. We did that in Massachusetts too. We performed that in Massachusetts too.
Jess, had you seen Stranger Things?
Of course I have. I watched every single episode in one sitting.
Oh, I think the new season. They haven't announced when the new season's going to start, have they?
No, not yet.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
But good stuff, right, Bella?
I mean, I love it. I thought it was great. I really liked it a lot. Yeah.
The
I mean, it's good enough. It's good enough to watch it in one sitting.
yeah, definitely. And they literally rushed to get that second season made because the kids are going to grow up so fast.
Yep.
Of
Totally.
course, I know. Oh my god! Like I love the best comparison that I heard, and I can't remember who said this or where I read it, and that's terrible. I should remember to quote that, but it's X-Files meets the Goonies.
Yes, in
Yeah,
fact,
that's a good comparison.
I'm
Yeah.
going to try and find it, and I'll send it
And
to
it
both.
made me so happy.
I'm going to try
I
and
like series, and I love that movie, and like just having the mesh of them, and it really is because it's that sci-fi and mystery, and just the right amount of horror involved, and innocence too. That's always a huge play in horror movies and in horror series. So.
what I was saying about the Stranger Things cast, obviously the kids, adults, you can make them look like the same way always, forever. Growing up, they related it to, there was a podcast I was listening to about Stranger Things, and they related it to the Addams Family. When they made the second Addams Family movie, Christina Ricci looked like she was 18 years old overnight, when Wednesday was supposed to be like 11 or 12. And they had to like digitally scan out her chest in the bathing suit scene when she's at the camp, because they couldn't tape her chest down because she had developed so big overnight.
She had those huge boobs, like really early.
Yep, she was like literally grown up overnight, and it was not like there was only like a year that passes between the films.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, she's discovering boys in the second movie, but she's not discovering boys at 18, she's discovering when like 12, and she's got the body now of a 16 or 15-year-old girl, which was the age she was when they got around to making the Addams Family Values.
Poor thing. I feel like that might be traumatizing for a kid at that age too, though. I just got these awesome boobs. Where did they go?
And obviously, in Stranger Things Season 2, because of the fact there is a romance between Eleven and...
right.
What? We lost you, Jess.
I didn't even think about that. 11's not going to look 11 anymore.
Okay, Jess,
No.
hold on one quick second. Just repeat whatever it is you said, because nothing got recorded. Everything just kind of like died.
Is that 11 isn't going to look 11 anymore?
No, and she has that little romance with the other boy. Not Will. Will's the missing kid, but you know which one I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's going to get explored more as the show goes on and she grows older. There's going to be a thing growing between them that, is going to lead to more and more romances besides, as it's put, like puppy love, since they're both basically like puppies. And I hope to see, good things happen, for the sheriff and him get out of his drunken funk. And the mom, obviously his life getting back together, that she has both of her kids again, even though one of them has got some Demogorgon slugs inside him, as we saw.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it whenever it comes out. But I'm like the most excited right now. The new thing that I'm excited about is, and I know some people will also feel a type of way about this, but I'm actually really excited about the Tales from the Crypt reboot.
Yes, I was just talking to Chris about that today.
Yeah, there's also a Tales from the Crypt comic book series that has come out again.
Yeah, I know, and I'm all for it. I think it's awesome.
We will see what happens with that. There's been no word. They confirmed the Crypt Keeper will be back, but they have not said if John Kassir is going to play him. The show is still being developed by M. Night Shyamalan. So Go figure with that. He's got that weird transgender serial killer movie coming out with Professor Xavier actor. What's his name? The guy who's currently playing Professor X in
Patrick Stewart?
No, the current Professor X. The one that was in Apocalypse and First Class and Days of Future Past.
Oh.
He kidnaps a couple girls.
That keeps me up at night.
He kidnaps a couple of kidnaps a couple people. It's called The Beast, and he kidnaps a couple people.
I've never even heard of it. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, it's coming out in January. And he has like split personality disorder, but he goes so far as like changing his appearance when he does the split personality to the way that he's like, the way he walks and his bones look and so on and so forth. And he goes from like a child to a man to a woman. He puts a dress on, puts earrings on, speaks in a very soft voice, and they're calling the movie. It's M. Night Shyamalan, so there's gonna be a big twist. There's gonna be things about the movie. People are gonna be scratching their heads, going, "What the fuck is this?" Or they're gonna be looking at the movie and going, "Wow, what a big insult to a whole bunch of type of people." And who knows how it's gonna be perceived, because all you see is the trailer so far. But again, he's got like 3 personalities, and one of them is a woman, where he's wearing a dress and earrings and makeup and lipstick, and he's still bald as each one of the personalities. He's got a shaved head. So it will be interesting to see, what they kind of do with it. It reminds me of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 5 villain, which was the brother sister who kept body swapping. They were a goddess who shared the same body. That was kind of lame in my opinion, because I really wanted Dracula to be the villain who was introduced in the first episode. And that character kind of dies when Giles suffocates the brother.
Yeah, I think it was sad because I liked that character.
Oh, you did? Oh, I was not a fan of Gloria or whatever her brother's name was. Just not.
Someone that you love to hate,
Maybe. I mean, I love to hate the mayor, but I thought the mayor, out of all the villains besides Spike and Drew or Angelus, was the best villain of the show. Bella, why don't you read the songs that you have listed by the various very goth industrial hardcore artists?
Oh, the actual songs that I liked to dance to, that I thought that I was supposed to make? The list I thought I was supposed to make?
Yes.
Okay. There's some old ones, there's some new ones. The first one on the list is Depeche Mode, which sometimes I have a hard time choosing a Depeche Mode song to dance to because there's so many. You could do a whole album, but I chose the song Slow, which is actually off their newest album that I really love that song. And the next one is Nick Cave, Red Right Hand. That's a classic. Oldie but a goodie. The next one is like from when I get on my 90s kicks dancing, which happens a lot. It's Garbage, Queerest of the Queer. One of the best stripper songs ever. And then I put Rihanna on here, and then I also had a hard time choosing a Rihanna song because I feel the same way about Rihanna. Like, there's like whole albums that are good to strip to and not just one song, but the song Woo that's on the newest album, Anti, also, I think is a really good stripper song, and it doesn't get as much play as like some of the radio-friendly stuff that she's got going on. And then I had to follow that up with Queen Bey, Partition, because that's like, although a new Beyonce song, quickly becoming a strip club classic, in my opinion.
A strip club classic. I like that.
Yeah. Danzig, She Rides. You have to have some kind of Danzig on there. And that's one of those songs that everybody knows and everyone always gets happy when you play it, you know? Sneaker Pimp, Six Underground. I don't know if that's the most like well-known stripper song in the world, but it's like a strip club DJ's favorite song. They all love that song, and I love that song. You know, cliche as it is, there has to be some Marilyn Manson on this list. Marilyn Manson, let's pretend that we don't see a picture of him right now in 2016. But if you listen to Marilyn Manson, he makes you want to take your clothes off. And I picked the song Para Noir, which is like another one of those songs that didn't ever get that much play, but that I love a lot. And I've actually done burlesque to a lot of times to that song.
Now, hold up about Marilyn Manson. You know he's on Salem, right?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he just joined the cast of Salem for the 3rd season.
That's cool. I've never watched that show. That's one of those things on my list, and I've like tried to get into it, and I just haven't made that much of an effort yet. It kind of makes me lose interest kind of quickly.
Yeah,
should I give it a try? Should I try it?
A lot of people.
Show.
Yeah.
A lot of people say the first season has a slow build.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it. And also, I think part of my like my hesitation with that one is that like I have really good friends and family in Salem and have spent a lot of time there, and so it's almost like locals from Salem get like so annoyed when people fucking make shit like spooky shit about Salem, you know? So I always just feel kind of like, oh god, of course there's a show named Salem. I don't even want to watch it, you know? But that's just my thing. I know I need to get off my high horse on that.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's again, the show is kind of hit or miss. I've tried 3 times to get into it. And either I'm just not focused enough, or I'm like, you know, maybe I'll skip the first season and go right into the second season, because a lot of people say the second season really just went, wow! And the third season's even more, whoa! And Marilyn Manson's on it now, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's a show I skipped the first season for, because I got the gist of what's happening. Maybe I should watch like the season finale just to know where that kind of segues into.
Just knowing that Marilyn Manson's on it makes me want to watch it, because I like watching things he's in, because I think he's a good actor, and he always picks weird, interesting roles.
Yeah, like he played a Nazi on last season of American Horror, not American Horror Story. What was the Sons of Anarchy?
It was perfect. Although I watched that and I thought, how funny, like, because in jail Marilyn Manson would be such a bitch. He wouldn't be fucking like organizing anything, you know. He wouldn't be in charge of shit. But yeah, and I hate Sons of Anarchy, but I watched it for Marilyn Manson.
You hated Sons of Anarchy?
I do. It's the same thing. Like, I grew up around the bike culture. It's hard to watch a show that like literally makes a mockery of it, you know, like literally makes a mockery of it. And then to have it become this cultural phenomenon and people are going around wearing like fake bike patches with Sons of Anarchy on it and stuff. It's just kind of like, it's not my thing. It's not my thing.
What was that biker bar horror movie that a band goes and plays for? I mentioned it to you, Jess, in a joke, saying, "Don't let this happen to you."
Oh man, it's totally slipping my mind.
Starred Patrick Stewart and Anton Yelchin. Just came out this year.
What? It sounds like my life.
The Green Room. The Green Room.
Oh, maybe I should watch it.
Oh my god, you haven't seen The Green Room. Yes, Bella, you need to watch The Green Room. It's not the most groundbreaking performance of Patrick Stewart's career like everyone made it out to be. He's good in it, But honestly, he just stands around and delivers dialogue in that movie. He is a dialogue deliverer, and it's not poetic. It's just a different character for him. And he's not spouting off like anti-Jewish racist slurs like you were kind of thinking because he plays a neo-Nazi leader. It's just like he's a leader of the neo-Nazis. He's not like the like rah-rah kill the Jews racist that you were expecting. You know what I mean? Again, for a man who, by the way, is, I believe Patrick Stewart is Jewish, and he's also bisexual, it was kind of a different role for him to play somebody who's completely against everything that he is. And Anton Yelchin, the great late Anton Yelchin, who passed away well before his time this past summer due to a car accident, plays the band leader in the movie. And it was funny, considering, again, what series is Patrick Stewart from, and what is Anton Yelchin famous for?
I don't know what Anton Yelchin is famous for.
He's Chekhov in the Star Trek movies.
In what?
He's Chekhov in the Star Trek movies.
Oh, that's
and Patrick
strange.
Stewart
okay,
is...
now you've got me interested, and I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, Patrick
Right.
Stewart
What is it called? The Green Room?
It's called The Green Room, and Patrick Stewart is Jean-Luc Picard.
Well, I knew that one. I never knew Chekhov's name.
Yeah, that was Chekhov in all three of the Star Trek movies. And yes, they're making a fourth one with the Star Trek crew.
I didn't know the name either, Jess. I think that's like one of those like cute faces you don't know the name of, you know?
Exactly. Or all their character names and their character's history and their whole life, but I don't know the actor's
but
name.
you don't know their name.
There's three great movies of Anton Yelchin's to check out. Again, just it's sad that he died the way he did. He got pinned to a tree. His own car rolled back and hit him.
I feel like such a failure that I didn't know his name. Like, this guy died, and now he's this faceless, nameless person. Well, not faceless.
Oh, and he's
a face, basically, in my memory of him, you know?
There's a great meme that came out when he passed away. It shows him teleporting into heaven, and Spock, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, and the original Scotty are there saying, greeting him, saying, "You're here sooner than we were expecting, but nevertheless, greetings."
Aww.
And I'm like, oh, he died before he was supposed to.
Aww.
But he's in three great horror movies worth checking out. Odd Thomas, based on the Dean Koontz novel.
What is it called?
Odd Thomas. You can find it on Netflix. My Dead Ex-Girlfriend, which is a hilarious comedy by Joe Dante, where he dates a super duper vegan feminist liberal, like democratic, just everything he is not, who controls every aspect of his life. She finally dies, and he's able to date the hot punk yogurt eating horror movie fan that he's been like, running into once in a while. A few months later, when he decides to move on with his dating life after his girlfriend dies, he finally gets the guts to ask out the punk girl that he was basically his, everything that he is. But his girlfriend, played by Ashley Greene, comes back from the dead as a zombie, and the first thing she wants to do is fuck him. And he's like, yeah, why don't we not do that? And she's like, but I need it. Come on. It's just, I love you, honey, and I think we should, like... He's like, yeah, no. Yeah, basically. And then the third movie is he's in the remake of Fright Night.
Yay!
Oh. I think I actually knew that. Now that I know his name, I would have been like, that guy from Star Trek.
What was the other songs you had here? 9 Inch Nails, Closer.
Yeah, I mean, that's a classic. That's a strip club classic right there. Can't go wrong with that. Everyone knows it. It's sexy. And not only that, but there's also like several weird strip club like remixes or whatever. And there's even the 50 Cent remix of it, and they're all good.
Oh, cool.
All of them are good.
Cool. Well, that is a good list. We will post this list below the comment section of the box for this interview when it gets posted online, so you can check out the list. I was not able to get a great enough answer from the site that I upload the videos to about like multiple clips or multiple songs for something that I don't have to worry about copyright and blah blah blah. But we will play some of these songs in their entirety after this interview is over, before our next break later tonight here on Radio of Horror 91.3 FM WCUW in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is snowing like crazy outside right now.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm really sad that I didn't get to be in the studio with you guys today, but I'm glad that I left when I did, because right when I was coming over the mountain, when I got like 15 minutes away from my destination, it started coming down pretty bad, and we are like, they're not going to be even plowing tonight. Everyone's just kind of deciding to shut down for everything overnight. It's pretty bad over here.
It's pretty bad over there. Oh man, we're only supposed to get like in Boston is only supposed to get like 2 to 3 inches.
Yeah, but whatever you guys get, like I'm in the middle of 2 big mountains, so we get the crazy weather coming off the mountains and mixes, and then it dumps on us. We like what if it's whatever the temperature is there, I can guarantee you it's at least 10 degrees colder here right now, and we're gonna get double the amount of snow. It's crazy. So that's why when you were like, it's not supposed to start till later, and I was like, I know where you're at. It's not supposed to start till later, but it started over here at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, according to National Weather website Doohickey, snow is not supposed to start in Worcester. It started now in Worcester, but it's not supposed to start in Framingham, where I live, till 9. And then by Monday morning, it's going to be rain. So it's going to be in the high 40s, 50s. So that, thank God, that will be like the higher humidity will make the snow go away. Never ever come back.
I kind of like it. I'm like hoping that we have some snow. I mean, we already have some on the ground here. It's funny because I was out in Worcester and it's just totally different. It was like sunny. There's no snow anywhere to be seen. And then as soon as you like get at a certain point on the mountain, it gets foggy and darker and starts snowing and there's snow on the ground and everything's a little scarier.
What, Jess? Do you play video games?
Occasionally, yeah.
There's a video game that just came out that Bella Vendetta should play. It stars a lot of actors using motion capture stuff. So when you play the game, you're like, wow, that really looks like Hayden Panettiere, or that really looks like Ward, the guy who played Ward on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Who he doesn't play like a dickhole like he does on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He actually plays like the character that you want to keep playing in the game because he's charismatic and brave and cares for his girlfriend and he's trying to do the right thing and he has to fight Wendigos and befriend a wolf and you're just like, this character is cool because he fights Wendigos and he's brave enough to help a wolf out of a trap who comes later on and saves your life, by the way. Animals remember kindness, so there's a wolf that you ensnare from a trap, and yeah, it does try to like growl at you, but later on when a Wendigo is attacking you, the wolf like shows up and attacks the Wendigo. And the game is very kind of like choose your own adventure because you're going to make a lot of decisions that are going to put you on different paths throughout the game. So you might have like characters that you love get killed and characters you hate live. And God, I cannot remember the name of this game.
I was going to ask. I'm like, you know a lot of details.
Oh, it's Wait Until Dawn. Wait Until Dawn.
What platform is it?
PS2, PS3, PS4 and Xbox One.
Cool.
And it's like a snowy mountain kind of game because it takes place at this ski resort that the friends are going to
that's
come
why
to.
You thought of me. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's called. Oh, sorry. It's called not Wait Until Dawn. It's called Until Dawn. And again, like characters like Hayden Panettiere are in it, and she's in like this one scene where stereotypical. It covers all the game tropes. And there's a scene where she is like showering, the lights go out, she's alone in the cabin, so she has to walk around the game just wearing a towel and a flashlight.
Fan service.
Basically. A lot of fan service if you're a fan of Hayden Panettiere. Totally worth checking out if you play video games, because again, you think it's a serial killer game and then it turns into like this escape from the Wendigo kind of game.
I don't play video games. I know that makes people upset, but I don't.
Oh my God, you could get a ton of hits doing that like Twitch thing, playing video games with your fans and such.
Yeah, but I don't have time. If I'm on cam, I'm being paid. I don't want to have a bunch of viewers watch me do things I enjoy for free. That doesn't appeal to me at all. In any way.
I
know a lot of porn stars do that Twitch thing, but
yeah,
I don't.
It's that age-old thing your mom always used to say to you, you'll never get paid for playing video games, and now people are being paid to play video games.
Yeah, now they are. I know.
When is the next time you're going to be out in the Worcester County area?
Probably in February, actually more than once. I'm going to be in like Worcester and then Boston at some point. So, there's always travel. I actually, after this month, I really am going to try to schedule as few things as possible because I like to just get snowed in and stay here in the winter and not have things like today happen where it's like you plan this great, wonderful thing and then the weather destroys it for you anyway. So I kind of just like to wait until spring for things to thaw out. But I have, duty calls and there's to be made. So I will probably end up in Boston at least once or twice before the winter's over.
Before we let you go, and before you came on, me and Jess were talking about Christmas horror movies. What's something of a Christmas horror movie or a not your typical kind of Christmas movie that you watch every year?
You know what I watch every year, and I actually just pulled it out because I was just packing away my DVDs and stuff, and it was one that I kept out, and it's Nightmare Before Christmas. That's it has to be watched, right? I usually watch it like starting in Halloween and then watch it a lot of times until Christmas, and I didn't this year, so I think it needs to be watched for Christmas.
It's one of those like holiday movies that will last you through all three.
Totally, yeah. Totally.
Mine is always Batman Returns and Die Hard.
Ooh, I kept Batman Returns out too when I packed my DVDs away, actually. So.
And people are always like,
maybe
"Is that
I'll
a Christmas movie?"
Tradition.
I'm like, "Yes, that's a Christmas movie. Batman has to save Gotham City at Christmas time from the Penguin and Catwoman and Christopher Walken."
Right.
His Max Shrek character.
I'm surprised none of you said Gremlins.
Oh God, I always forget about Gremlins.
You know what? I actually, Jess, I kept Gremlins out too.
Yeah.
Because I thought my girlfriend, have you never seen Gremlins? No, she's going, no, I don't want to see it now.
What? Oh my God.
I think that's a great Christmas movie though. That's such a good one.
Okay,
that's
so
adorable.
This is what you need to do. You tie your girlfriend up and force her to watch Gremlins. Bella.
I'm sorry. You tie her up and do what?
You tie your girlfriend up and you force her to watch Gremlins.
Yeah, actually.
You're gonna assert your domination over her and be like, "We're gonna watch Gremlins," and she'll just be like, "Yes, okay."
Well, she's got a cage. I can always put her in the cage and place the TV in front of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, Bella, why don't you give out your website and any social media contact information so people can contact you?
Well, so when this airs, you guys will actually still get a chance to come see me dance in Western Massachusetts.
Tonight.
Because I'm going to dance.
It airs tonight.
I'm going to dance on the 23rd at Club Castaway, which is in Whately, Mass.
Okay.
And I'm going to dance on Christmas Eve at Center Stage in Springfield, which I can guarantee that I will live my nightmare of stripping to a Christmas song on that day. So come watch me and live the nightmare. You can find me online pretty much everywhere as Bella Vendetta, twitter.com, Bella Vendetta. On Facebook, you can find me under Beautiful Revenge Productions. You can check me out on my personal website, which is mistressbellavendetta.com if you're interested in the kink side of things. You can find me on FetLife, Collar Space, like anywhere as Bella Vendetta. If you search me, you will find me. You can check out my clip store, which has all of my videos that are for sale that I produce and direct myself, which is clipsforsale /77669. No, 7769. Yeah, I said it right. Typing it out is different. Is that right? That is right.
Okay.
So you guys can check all that stuff out, and where did you find me on Twitter? Right? That's probably the easiest place to find me. I'm on Twitter the most. Of all social media.
FetLife, but I don't think you're on FetLife.
FetLife, Bella Vendetta.
Okay, you are? Okay. All right, so that's all the ways that you can contact Bella Vendetta. We appreciate you coming back on the show with us. So it sucks that you weren't able to be here live in the studio, but I do hope you have a Merry Christmas.
We'll get it together. We will get it together at some point for me to come out there, for sure.
Definitely. I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
You too. Thanks so much for having me back on here. And Jess, thanks for letting me take your virginity in front of all these people. I appreciate that. I hope you never forget me.
You're welcome.